Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Little night stream action. Let's get a quick volume check and then we'll get run in here. Let me know how it sounds for you guys. Make sure you're good to go. So yeah, we got Bitcoin up. We are recording. Confirmed. Okay. All right. So yeah, we got Bitcoin up. Basically, all right. So we had this downsloping trend line, right? The yellow line there. We, regarded it as resistance a few times, but then what appears as we have broken out of it, okay? So what we're looking for now is a couple confirmations here. All right, so you're in this little range between the C high and the A high of this large harmonic structure, okay, in blue. So we've hit both of those targets, okay? You see that? If you entered down here, target 1, target 2, they've both been hit, okay? So that being said, this is kind of again a really critical area here where right now we're just kind of bouncing in this zone, okay? So one of two things is going to happen. We're either going to get up and above this previous A high, okay? It's basically at 41K. All right, so if we can get above 41K and back test this, ideally it would be a little more dramatic. It may be something a little longer in here, but you should get a pretty good spring out. Let's see, that spring out should probably get you like 42.8. Then you back test this, okay? You back test this previous A high at 41. That's your confirmation that we're out. From there, you're going to go straight to 45.3. Okay? There's a square up area I'm looking at back here. Right below the duck. Right here. Okay, I'll mark it with a horizontal line. Bonk. See what I'm talking about there? Whatever, green. Okay, so that's the area 46. If we can get above 41 and regard 41 as support, you'll go straight to 46, okay? But that being said, okay, let's back out of all that. And we'll give you the bearish argument now. So the bearish argument would be that you fail one last time and you come back, and first, if you do fail, you're going to test this area right here. It's the kind of heart line of this range high, range low. This is the range midpoint, okay? So it's like this heart line of the parallel channel. It's also this downsloping trend line would be finally back tested as support. What was once resistance, all you've done is broken out of it. You've never really regarded it as support yet. You see that? So something to be aware of, if we fail to breach 41 and we fall back below 39.5 as resistance, then that's where you see this 36 area. Now, if 36 then fails, right? Say 36 just doesn't hold and you fall into this, that's where we could see still that 33 area, okay? We have this square up area down here that we still haven't dealt with either, okay? So, again, just depending what kind of structure we have here, 786, right? This puts us down in that area if we have a cipher developing here. And this is really just Wyc- it's like Wyckoff, but it's not done, right? The accumulation would still be happening. One last slightly higher low, double bottom before you really break out, okay? So that's your bearish argument. So really critical area that you're in right here, okay? So depending which way, again, if we break out of this and back test this, you can go up to like 46, okay? If we fail here and we get back below this blue line, you're going to come at least to this like 36, okay? 36, 37 for starters. And then we'll just have to see what's going on, okay? So reason for leaning to the bearish side here is because you've hit the target 1 and target 2 of this harmonic. It doesn't mean it's done. It has targets that exceed 1272, 1414, 1618. Okay, you can still exceed in bullish conditions. But in bearish conditions, sometimes that can act as your top. And you can see here we have clear bearish divergence, class A bearish divergence developed on the MACD. So in order to invalidate this, you need to continue price to rally, and you need to really just like sweep all this, okay? And you need to then turn this bearish divergence into like some bullish convergence to the upside, okay? But if you don't do that and this remains the case, okay, you're probably going to sell back off at least to that 36. So watch out for it, okay? Again, your signal here is going to be an invalidation sweep of the highs, okay? Get above the highs and regard them as support. Regard the high as support, okay? That's your cue. Long your longs, right? Fall below this and you're gonna be in these areas where you can re-enter, but yeah, it's gonna still take. At that point, we're basically saying the range continues, okay? The range would continue, and we would at this point paint a slightly higher low somewhere in this vicinity, okay? Somewhere in this vicinity. Maybe it's all the way down here and you just completely ride this downsloping trend line all the way down into it, right? And then rally. So that's what we're looking for, okay? Critical area is right where we are, okay? This zone between 41 and 39.5, okay? That's your deciding point. Above 41,000, long your longs. Below 39.5, see you at minimum like 36K area, okay? So there's your plan on BTC over the next a few hours, all right? Kind of on a weird times right now. I actually have a flight at like, fuck, I don't even know. Let me see. Hold on. It's like 11:15. So I have a flight at like 3:45 a.m. It's 11:15 p.m. So I don't know. It's like what, in 5 hours or 6 hours or something. So pretty much probably going to be doing some scalping on some shitty coins for the next few hours until I make my way to my flight, and then just pass the fuck out on the plane. Wake up in St. Louis. No. wake up in Kansas City, Missouri, and get some of that Kansas City barbecue. Anybody in Kansas City, throw me a DM. We'll have some barbecue tomorrow evening. All right, so that's Bitcoin. Let's go look at Russian Ethereum. Okay, so Russian Ethereum has not broken out of... See, Bitcoin, again, it's a much clearer downsloping trend line here on Russian Ethereum. But Bitcoin is like up here, okay? So much, much stronger at the moment, okay? So Russian Ethereum, is it going to give us a sell-off into the Gartley zone? Are we going to get it? Man, it would be really nice to see that have happen. Maybe we have a little cipher here. 786. Let's see. 786. Ooh. Approaching Cipher Town. At the 786 is basically right at this downsloping trend line. Boom, right there. Okay, so 786 cipher is right here. If you somehow get that, we would fib from the current low to that area, and you can see that 1618, 1414 fall right in this zone. Okay, so it is something to be aware of. Okay, if we reject, that's that 2K area that we keep wanting. I don't know if we'll get all the way there, but you know, Bitcoin would basically, for us to get to 2K, Bitcoin would do this thing and go one more and hit the 33. That's ETH at 2K. Make sense? So looking back over to ETH, if we sell off here, look for a golden retrace, and then kind of bear flag, and then dump right into that zone of 2K. This would be Bitcoin at that 36 area, right? This is where Bitcoin's chopping right here. And then you sell off one more time and fail. But again, that's your bearish argument. This could quickly get above this zone of 41. If 41 holds as support, I mean, I'll see you at 40, 45, 46 pretty quick. Ultimately there, you chop around some more, and then we see you at 55, right? So really just depends on this current zone, again, like we said. So if we fail here, ETH, you know, whoops, sorry. ETH, wrong cursor, there we go. ETH may not even give you this cipher, okay? I mean, you already got a 618 golden retrace here, okay? So that may be all you get. We'll just have to see. You know what, though? It's possible you do get a small rally here because ETH BTC is starting to flip in ETH's favor. We'll take a look at that next. But yeah, I mean, shit. If we can get along in this zone anywhere down here, you know what I mean? You're just going to be layering in. Anything you could accumulate in this zone is a full go, okay? So, yeah, let's see what the Russian shitcoin does. On a bigger picture here, you know, we're not really bearish here. We're just saying there's a possibility of a small reload on a long, okay? We're really on the long, okay? So don't get it too twisted up here, all right? So you take opportunities to buy dips because we're long. Don't take opportunities to short to zero. We're not talking about that, okay? We're talking about low time frame dips for high time frame gains, okay, to the high side. Ultimately, this is still the swing high, May 12th, and this is still the swing low, May 23rd. Golden zone still lies just ahead, okay? So pretty critical area that, again, if you hit that 786 and you reject, you can go right back down to like possibly that 2K area, right? But if you get to that 786 and you're like, nope, this wasn't a cipher, you would break out, you would back test, right? And then you would end up in this top of this golden zone between 3,200 and 3,500. Okay, so it really, again, critical area here on this downsloping trend line. Look for that, possibly for a break, hook, and go area. If not, again, if you reject there, you're going to go right down to this 2K. But shit, I'd almost prefer a rejection here just to get another nice entry confirmed, okay? But I mean, some of these, like, again, on Bitcoin, you could have already got it. You see what I'm saying? Like, ETH may not give it to you because Bitcoin already did, and Bitcoin's leading the show here. So if Bitcoin gets up here, it's going, and ETH isn't going to give you this, okay? That means ETH would be up here, all right? So watch for Bitcoin, of course, to lead the party per usual. Mother Bitcoin is the macro. Okay, so what we were talking about was now the ETH to BTC kind of pairing here, where, you know, Bitcoin was leading the show and ETH had this big sell-off, right? But now ETH is looking like we found bottom. And to be honest, I mean, it wouldn't be that far-fetched because, look, I mean, how far away were you? You're talking 3%, bruh. Like, this is why we have to layer, because sometimes that zone is it, right? And that's why we also have to keep an eye on that macro, because if the macro says it's it. So potentially it looks like this, okay? And you don't get any of this. But again, if ETH gives you that sell-off down to, what do we say, like 2K area, you're definitely going to fill this, okay? But yeah, I mean, if Bitcoin says that we're going to pop above 41 and hold, this harmonic is already going to go live right here, and you're going to rally and start testing these previous A high and previous C highs, okay? So keep an eye on the macro here. You're double bottoming right here at the 618, okay? So where's our 618? We'd be fibbing from the X swing low to the C high. Gosh darn, this trading view. And you can see right there that we're holding currently right on the 618. The 618 at 0.06 sats. 0.06. I don't think it's sats, but 0.06. Okay, so yeah, so look for failure of this 618, okay? Failure of this double bottom would be very apparent, right? So what am I saying here is, if this double bottom here fails, okay, if you fall below this and act as resistance, you're gonna come right in here, okay? So, but if this holds, if this double bottom holds and you never fall below that, I mean, you're a full go. That really wouldn't be your stop per se. It's just kind of your confirmation that you're gonna get one more dip. Your stop at the moment should still really be down here at 0.055, okay, for the moment, being that price is still in the vicinity of, I mean, it's really in the vicinity here. So you're just asking to get stopped, which it's okay. I mean, you can reevaluate, right? It's a quick, tight little 2%. It doesn't really kill you. Reevaluate, reload down here if you get stopped, especially if you find price below your stop, right? But ultimately, if you lose this level, something else is up, okay? And we'd likely be seeing previous horizontal line support start to appear, and around 0.5 or something. So that'd be pretty bad. So you don't want to see price below 0.055 on ETH BTC. And ideally, like I said, it seems as though ETH is going to take over here a little bit, which gives you a possibility of getting this run, okay? Bitcoin, though, has not, rallied to 41 yet. So you're sitting at 40,300 and selling off. I mean, it's minor, and this means nothing right here. You're just indecision candles painting, okay? So let's move on to Litecoin. So, okay, let me go back to, now that we see that real quick, get a quick eye on that, go back to ETH. So you can see here on ETH, let me delete that real quick, and that real quick. Okay, so you could see here on ETH, we had touch point 1, touch point 2, touch point 3, whatever you want to call it. But we haven't gotten above this yet, right? Now look at Litecoin. Litecoin, there's your touch point 1, touch point 2, touch point 3, and you've broken out. So both Litecoin and Bitcoin broke out right here. Both Litecoin and Bitcoin are currently outperforming ETH, but like we said, it seems like ETH is starting to gain a little traction against the BTC pairing. So maybe it'll catch up and break out as well. But Litecoin is above the downsloping trend line. So this is good to see here if you're a Litecoin maxi. Okay, so again, if Bitcoin fails to break above 41, ideally Litecoin is probably going to fall back under this, and you're going to find yourself in this long entry area, okay? But if Bitcoin holds, if Bitcoin breaks above 41 and starts to rally to the upside even further, then you could pretty much almost say that it's possible that Litecoin already hit up here. And we're basically already, we're ready to go. You see what I mean? So it's possible that we look like this, okay? So keep this in mind, that this is a decent place to, you can enter just fine here because you have an easy invalidation. Like if you fall below this and you start regarding it as resistance and you start to sell off again, just bail. You're going to end up down here at 140. Or hold it out. It's up to you, but from where you are down to 140, that'd be an 18% sell-off. So I don't know, you probably want to bail and re-enter if you fall below this, okay? So pretty clear area of invalidation. You don't want to lose this kind of area right there, okay? If you hold here, again, you have a golden zone above you between 225 and 300, okay? So if you can hold and Bitcoin gets above, if Bitcoin holds above 41, well, it has to first get above 41, but if it can get above 41 and regard it as support, you can see Litecoin doing something like this, okay? At a minimum, all right, 3-1. That puts you up at like 275. You might even get up here in the 300s, right? So something like that on Litecoin. BNB. So BNB never got this. Was much higher on BNB. That's not a harmonic, okay? That's not on this large structure there. That's not that's not the harmonic type of structure you'd be looking for. And look at this. You're at this line. We marked this. What has been resistance, support, resistance is now resistance again. Critical support resistance area that you are butting up against as we speak. Okay, so on a lower time frame, X, A, B, C, D, this could be a little Gartley that throws you right down into this buy zone right here. Okay, so watch out for that on BNB. Okay, so for BNB, you would want to see this break out and hold as support. Okay, and then you'll see a rally to the upside, much higher prices. Ideally at that point you'd be sweeping this previous C high. Okay, so if Bitcoin is above 41, BNB is going to be above 375, 380. Okay, this 380 critical overhead resistance. Okay, if you're above 380, pretty much full long on that. Above 380 you'd be targeting a golden retrace at a minimum here, which would look like fibbing from the swing high to the swing low. 618 target would be about yay. 3 to 1 on that would put you something like this. Okay, so that's basically would be saying that you would be above this area and you'd be using this area as your protection for your stop. Okay, on the inverse of that, if we go inverse, and if this ends up failing here, swing high failure at this resistance, and you don't get it, and Bitcoin continues to fail at 41 as well, then you could do the opposite and use the target down here, and then 3 to 1 the bottom side would look like this. Okay, you'd be using this previous area looking left as your protection for your stop to the high side. So basically 400, right? You'd have a stop above 400. Even you could even tighten this up, use 400 right there. 3 to 1 has it at 4.25. Okay, so again, depending on Bitcoin here, if we're below 39.5, then BNB is going to do this. Okay, and you're going to sell off and end up down at this. I don't know how far we'll go. It just depends where Bitcoin wants to reverse, right? Is Bitcoin going to reverse at 36 or at 33? That's going to decide how far BNB comes. Are you going to get are you just going to get 300 or are you going to get 250, right? So that would be what you'd be looking for on BNB. Again, it's you're just kind of in a real decision point area here where you must decide what is going to happen in this critical zone right here. Okay, this 380. If 380 fails, you dump it. If 380 holds, you pump it. Solana. Okay, so we were looking at this on a lower time frame, and we had this bullish bat, and we've came and hit this resistance area. Okay, so fibbing from high to low, you're basically approaching the 786, 886 deep retrace area of this bullish bat. So take profit areas are approaching. Okay, so getting rid of that. This is lower time frame, of course, here, but X, A, B, C, D, we'd be looking 886. 886 is going to put us right at the top of this bearish bat. It's basically saying one more little pump and then dump it. Okay, so back-to-back bearish bats, one being, or back-to-back bat harmonics, one being a bullish into a bearish. So let's see what happens there. But again, you have a cat. This is close enough, guys. That's already, you know what I mean. You're already, that could already reverse. So don't think you have to get 886 to the T. Okay, you are in the completion zone of a low time frame H1 bearish bat on SOL. And if you're SOL on that, you know, that's going to send you already right back to this previous neckline support resistance area one more time. So let's see if that holds, and if that doesn't hold, you're going to end up back down here. Again, this is Bitcoin at 30, excuse me, this would be Bitcoin at 36. This would be Bitcoin at 33. This up here is Bitcoin at 41, and this is Bitcoin at 46. Okay, so depending on what happens with Bitcoin, if you get above 41, SOL is going to start invalidating stuff, and you're going to be doing stuff like this. Okay, so again, depends on Mother Bitcoin, right? We're sitting at 40,400. Just chopping sideways. Again, you have that bearish divergence on the 4-hour. You have to be well aware of this negative momentum, this lower level of positive momentum. Okay, so less bids are stepping in than previously on the previous rally is what that's signifying. Okay, so let's look back over at SOL. And you can see here we have not good. So this would be bearish divergence, hidden bearish divergence, okay? Where you have a high on price and a lower high on price with higher levels of positive momentum. So hidden bearish divergence on the 4-hour. Hidden bearish divergence, H4, SOL. You heard it here first. All right, moving on. Yeah, that's not gonna be pretty. Whatever though, it happens, right? So again, all it's gonna do is give us a discount fire sale of 20%. I mean, I'll take a 20% sale all the time across the board. Okay, always plenty of dry capital, you know, firepower on the sidelines to take advantage. Right, so BTC, we the stream's recording, so once it ends, you can go back and use it as a DVR. Tom Kern, in case you missed or jumped in late, you can just kind of backtrack your way through it and zoom through faster that way as well. So yeah, Bitcoin. Gosh, stupid. Hold on, sorry. Okay, Bitcoin selling off 40,276. Let's set an alert like here. Let's also set one if we breach this, okay? Utilize your alerts. Utilize any of your tools that you have to your at your discretion, right? At your discrepancy. I don't even know if that's the right words for that situation, but use your shit. Okay, so moving on from we checked Sol, right? We just said depends on Bitcoin. Above 41, you're gonna invalidate this. You're gonna find yourself probably at 43, you're going to start sweeping these highs. If you could hold above 43, 50, all right? But if Bitcoin sells off here, I'll see you at 34, okay? 35, 34, just for starters. It could be worse, but we'll reevaluate at that point if Bitcoin fails and gets below 39.5, starts to aim towards 36K. OMG. Oh my God. Okay, OMG painting bullish bat, bullish Gartley type harmonic. It's that cross point where the B is like a 50 when a Gartley should be a 618, right? But yet on a Gartley you should be up here at a 786, and on a bat you should be down here at a 886. So I don't know. It's one of those mixed patterns, but again, it's still X, A, B, C, D wave analysis, right? So if this holds, we can see a rally here on OMG where we could, see prices up at like $8.50 again. All right. Not the most devastating thing to sell off one more time, because again, like we said, all you're gonna do is hit this 886, okay? And look at this square up right there. See this square up? Boom. Square up, critical. So you have a square up, critical horizontal line, support resistance area. What was once, it regarded as support, right? Boom, let's regard it again as support, double bottom confirmation. It would still paint a higher low, okay? So if we could sell off right here and get confirmation right there, full send, right? Full send. Again, this would mean that Bitcoin is rejecting 41, okay? So let's see what happens here. If Bitcoin holds above 41, again, this could already be in play, all right? So if Bitcoin holds below 41, we're basically would be saying that the harmonic is already fully in play. You would be having some like low time frame inverse head and shoulders-esque price action. Let me go to like the hourly and paint that. Okay, so it's basically, here's your initial low over here, and then you had this slightly lower low for the head, and then this slightly higher low for the right shoulder area. Something like this, okay? So when we go back to the 4 hour, you can see it there a little bit, okay? So it's possible that you got it already, okay? So it's like this double bottom. You had this like neckline area. You painted a measured move. You've hit the measured move and exceeded it. Price action continuation to the upside. But you have reached a overhead resistance area that you did just kind of park at, okay? So price did just kind of pull over here and say, whoa, maybe I had my fun here and I've reached resistance. Bitcoin is selling off. That's all I'm going to muster, and I'm going to sell off. And at that point, we'd be saying, 886 down here on the harmonic, okay? So this, again, it just depends on Bitcoin, but really, yeah, the sell-off would suck if your spot 20%, right? So it's critical decision point. Again, what would be your confirmation here? Get above this, rally, get above this, rally, right? Start flipping these areas into support, versus currently it is being regarded as resistance right now, right? So step one is support time, right? And and that would at least give you some sort of inclination that this is already confirmed, okay? So looking at your oscillators here, you did have some decent bullish divergence develop at that completion zone of what would be the harmonic already. See where you had this low on price and a slightly lower low, and at the same time you put in higher levels of negative momentum. You also did get this kind of like tail end RSI kind of divergence. You're also doing what we always like to see is if we make this RSI a big parallel channel, you found and held above, you held above and rallied above that 50% critical area, right? So you don't want to do this, okay? So yeah, that is, oh my god, OMG, critical areas. Bitcoin, let's check on it again, keep an eye on it. Still hanging out at 40,300. Moving along, AVAX. Give me 1 second, get a quick drink here. Here's the low, okay? M, what did we just say? No, AVAX is right here, okay? Like right there. Look where Sol is. It's way up here in comparison to its low. Does that make sense? So when we look back at AVAX, you can see just how low this was in comparison to Sol. Okay, so it gave you a really tight invalidation for a stop here at basically $12. So even still, I mean, you could punt along on that because your target 3 to 1 right there, even where you are, but where you were, I mean, it was like 9 to 1, 8 to 1, 8.5 to 1, right? So just depending where you take this, but even still, you're getting 3 to 1. It'd be much better to get a little double bottom here, right? So say you get this double bottom, you sell off one more time, slightly higher low, double bottom, right? See what happens, but so far looking decent here. So it looks like you had this this low on price, slightly lower low on price, and depending, maybe you've already painted it, there would be a potential neckline overhead horizontal line resistance neckline area where you must break this if you would like to rally. Okay, again, what you're going to do there is you're going to sandwich yourself right between these areas. Okay, so what would likely happen if you break this is you'd rally up to the top, okay, and you'd find yourself back at the bottom and you'd just kind of be chopping around in here. And if you could get back above this, that's where you can rally up, okay? So critical area here for AVAX, just like everything, okay? So if you fail here, you could find yourself jeopardizing even the lows, okay? You can stop this out if you fail because you're so close. Again, you could probably just go ahead and bring this up here and just bail at 1250 even, because yeah, you don't really want to see price below that. Oh shit, sorry, thanks for the catch. I had the music on too loud. Music way too loud. Sorry. Let's see. Okay, so AVAX, I'm sure you guys saw it. Um, I'm sure you guys saw it. You may not have heard what I said, but basically, if you fail right here at 1550, you could jeopardize stopping this out. Because Bitcoin, I mean, this is just so tight to invalidation. But that's good because you're not going to get hurt that bad either on it. You need to get above this overhead resistance, this neckline area. You need to get above that, okay? So, all right, moving along to Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash, you're painting a decent little double bottom here. Let's see. You have some decent little divergence as well, painting. So Bitcoin Cash needs Bitcoin to hold up because Bitcoin Cash isn't going to do anything on its own. Okay, so Bitcoin Cash basically painting maybe what was the neckline here. If that was the case, little measured move action, you're almost already there. And once you get there, that's kind of this square up resistance area as well. So potential sell off there, okay? But again, it depends on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's above 41 and holding, then maybe you can get above this area and rally, okay? And look, that's right at 666. What are the odds? Okay, so Bitcoin Cash, zooming out a bit on this, okay, zooming out, we do have a decent little structure in development. X, A, B, C, D, double bottom. So it's possible here that you already have a low in. If Bitcoin rallies above 41 here, this is already full send time, and you're gonna be back at $1,000. Okay, so who knows how high this could go here. Bitcoin goes to 46, fibbing from high to low, golden zone 382 618. Okay, so if Bitcoin decides to send, all right, so put it this way. If you get above 666 and flip that into support, you could target, I would target right here, 1075 area. 3 to 1 on that would look, you could probably even use this previous neckline. It'd be something like that, okay? On BCH. So you need to flip that 666 into support. And again, at that point, you'd have Bitcoin above 41. Critical, right? That the macro is also in your favor. FTM, pretty big double bottom here as far as where the candle closes were. Of course, this was a slightly higher low. Okay, so that's always good to see. Let me just repaint those. Kind of funky. Okay, so again, same thing, just like BCH, X, A, B, C, D. 886 here is what we would have wanted to see, and that's right where this resistance was, right at that 886. You just had a wick out above it, so I would say it looks more like this. Okay, so stop at this point. I mean, you could probably keep it there for now. 20 cents. Keep it there for now. Yeah, this is your golden retrace zone up here. Between, I mean, you really don't want to target that low side of it, because if you're breaking up here, you're probably going to be above it, right? So you don't really want to sell here. This is kind of going to be that area where you chop around, just where Bitcoin is at right now. You see what I mean? You're right in this chop zone. So on FTM, if you can get up into that chop zone, this is Bitcoin breaking above 41 or below 39.5. Okay, so similar type structure here, where again Bitcoin painted the harmonic, FTM painting the harmonic. You're just lagging, right? You're just lagging, but your really next area of interest is that 41 cents area, 40 cents area. Again, it's not going to be the target for take profit unless you get above it and you fail, right? If you start to regard it as resistance, this is where you exit the trade, because this could sell right back off. Okay, but if you can rally to that 40 cents area and hold and move up, this is just simply the time where you bring your stops up. Okay, so watch for that on FTM. Peek at Bitcoin again, 40,400, still chopping sideways, moving along from FTM. Let's go to FTT, butting up against that that resistance area. And if we zoom in, we are sitting right above it, right? Just above it. What was once previously resistance, right? Even again resistance, and we sold off, is now being regarded as support. Okay, so I mean, yeah, go ahead and freaking punt along right here to the moon, because you can have a stop like really tight, really tight on this, and you can target golden retrace zone. I mean, that's 30 to 1 on your money. Just do it, just to do it. You know what I mean? Anytime you find yourself in a situation like that, punt it. Punt it. Let me check something real quick. We dropped a couple frames. Did we lose the recording? Did we lose the recording? Did we lose the recording? Can somebody confirm if we lost the recording? It says we're still recording, but should I cancel the recording and re-record? I don't know. I guess we could try it. Okay, recording is stopped. Now, I'm going to record again. Okay. So, just in case we lost stream there, it'll pick up right where we left off at FTT. So, somebody could chime in and let me know if that happens. Everything seemed good. Okay. Well, it was a good test just to see if that actually works. All right. So FTT, you're above this, what was once, resistance, support, resistance. You're now sitting right above it. Okay, so good little area here to punt FTT long, long above this line, long above 34, short below 34. Okay, so long above $34. Okay, or short below 34. Okay, that's your plan here on FTT. XLM, Stella Lumens. Okay, so looking to break above this little neckline area here and regard this as support. If so, you could maybe see 40 cents. Again, this is saying Bitcoin's playing ball still and isn't selling off, right? But nice little, much nicer inverse head and shoulders on the little lower time frame structure here. Also, it kind of made this bottom area of a decent little XA B, C, D pattern. Okay, so decent little area to punt along on XLM. This stop works right where it's at, 30 cents. If you lose 30 cents, get out. For now, send it. Okay, I mean, long until Bitcoin decides to sell off. All right, again, watch out for it though. Keep an eye. It's like have them on both, either on another tab or on another screen, and be watching both of them. So if Bitcoin fails on you here, you're gonna get some volatility on these freaking these alts, right? Watch out for that if Bitcoin sells off. But again, if Bitcoin holds or at least stays sideways, maybe even giving these alts a chance, maybe you even get lucky and you have a little bit of money rotation from Bitcoin into the alts. I doubt it though, because Bitcoin on the daily, we could look at that real quick. Bitcoin on the daily, it looks really strong. So Bitcoin on the daily, your boom, boom, boom. Bitcoin on the daily, we're still looking for 55. So, I mean, there's nothing really saying that the money transfer is going to go back to alts yet. I mean, but Bitcoin could come back and backtest this sucker before rallying. And that's where you see 36 and that's where you see 33. Okay. So watch out for that. That being said, lumens, yeah, we need to get above this critical current local little neckline area first. Okay, so if we can get above this 35 cents area, we could find ourselves at 40 cents. If we can get above 40 cents, we could find ourselves up in this 50 cents golden retrace area, where zooming out, you see that we have that area as a targeted ultimate zone here, right? Where we'd want to see price end up around 50 cents again on lumens, XLM. AAVE, similar action here. We are working on this inverse head and shoulders, similar to stellar lumens, where we are approaching and painting this neckline. Okay, so ideally, if you break out of it, you go right to this high, you then chop in here, and then if you could break above, this is where you would see higher prices. Okay, again though, if you fail here, you're just going to sell off, and hopefully you just paint a higher low than this previous one and you don't completely fail here. But we'll just have to see how much Bitcoin wants to sell off. Does Bitcoin want to go to 36 or 33, right? Algorand shitcoin. So we had a lower time frame harmonic in purple that has hit target 1 and you're currently hanging out right there. That was also basically target one of the previous harmonic in blue. If we look at that one as well, okay, so what you need to do here is get into this zone, right? And then find your way out of it to the high side if you want to see that $1.30 area, okay? But again, if we fail here, even if you get into it, but then you fail out, you're going to find yourself probably back at 95 cents to that $1 to 95 cent area, okay? It would still be, again, a higher low here, so it's not the end of the world, but there is the potential for retracement if Bitcoin can't get above 41. I mean, I can't reiterate that enough times. Above 41, though, likely you would also be in here on algo and potentially looking to sweep the highs, okay? So watch for that on algo. That concludes the crypto portion. I'm going to fly through the stonks real quick just to give you a quick update on some of these stonks we've been watching, okay? So PayPal up 1.28% on the day. Follow through price action. Again, just continued green upon green upon green for the past 3 days. Past 3 days alone, we are up 5% on PayPal. Moving along to Tesla, right at that entry, we have a green day up 1.25%, just like PayPal, 1.28, actually both exactly. So yeah, looking for continuation to the upside on Tesla here. See if you could get back to this neckline area at 7.25. If so, whoops. If so, you need to flip that area, okay? And then you can see 880. But for now, looking just fine. Next, CTXS. We were just slightly up today, 0.2%. But yeah, I mean, from our initial entry here, we are up 3.5%. So targeting this square up here, where we have this big square up. How do I want to do this? Dunk. Big square up zone right here. Huge missing gap area. Okay, that's what we're looking at on CTXS. Also, tech was leading the way today. Tech sector. This is in the tech sector, so decent chance that this can actually maybe happen. Okay, SNPS, Simp coin. Simp. Oh no. Synopsis, again, a tech coin. What are the odds? Tech sector was up. A lot of the stuff we identified previously is in the tech sector. So, yeah, we're looking for Simp to get to our target of 291. We don't want to see it below 255. Really nice day today, up 1.3%. Baidu still just hanging out right at entry, even though today it was also up 1.14%. Still just hanging out right at the entry. Divergence is there. Tail end RSI is there. Very likely within the next, again, this is in the tech sector. What are the odds? Very, very likely here. I'm going to post a chart of this and you're going to just see something like this. Okay. It's coming. VRSK, this is in the finance and insurance sector, but you still had a decently nice day, up 0.62% on the day. VRSX here, so looking good. Divergences are there on the daily, where you had much lower low on price with much higher levels of negative momentum. Class A bullish divergence. On the RSI, you also had Class A bullish divergence. This is starting to play out. We are looking for a gap fill up here at $1.87 or 187. NEE Nextera Energy. This is in the utilities sector. This is a wind company. You're just hanging out at entry. Again, you have really nice divergence on the RSI and on the MACD. The MACD was so bullish you weren't even able to paint negative momentum on the slightly higher low. Moving on to QCOM. Rallied today. Very nice day on the Monday open, up 2%. At the closed up 2%. Yeah, approaching that overhead horizontal line resistance, overhead resistance neckline that we would like to see get up above, and then we can aim for our 155 target area. Next, we have SPLK. This is again in the tech sector. What are the odds? So in this tech sector, we had a double bottom here where we had clear bullish divergence on the RSI, and we had again bullish divergence on the MACD where you were not even able to paint even clearer. It's almost like 3x bull div from here to here to here. All right, so starting to play out, looking for this gap fills our first target at 146. That's 25% gain. You were up 1.25% on the day. Bitcoin just still hanging out at that 40,400 area. Oh, we have a quick request for ENPH in phase on the daily. Let's check out the 4 hour. 4 hour, you're hanging out. You were up 0.35%. Yeah, we have a gap to fill up here at 170, and then we could aim for back to higher prices, ultimately looking for 200. So yeah, that was the stream. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope it was informative for you, gave you some updates on where we are in the market with things. Again, everything's at pretty critical areas here. Bitcoin again is going to lead the show here and decide our fate. So let's see how this goes over the next few hours, into the evening or into the morning for the Tuesday open with stonks. You know, volatility on the DXY, so always fuckery there. We can look at that real quick. So DXY double bottoming at the entry here. Yeah, watch out. DXY rallying at some point. It's gonna happen. Has not failed yet. We almost had it initially. Whoops. We almost had it initially right off the gate, but then you sold off. You see, this is just like almost like what we're looking at on on all these harmonics, right? It's like you hit the harmonic, you started your rally, but then you sell off and you double bottom at that entry, and then you rally. Okay, so looking at any of these, yeah, I mean, whoops, it's possible there was your rally, you sell off again, you get this double bottom at the entry. You kind of already did it here on this one, and then you go. Anyways, yeah, keep an eye on Bitcoin, keep an eye on it, probably on a lower time frame here. Whoops. Because you're approaching such critical areas. Like you see our two alerts. I don't know if you guys see those or not, but these two orange lines are the alerts. So if we fall below it, alert us, we're gonna go down. If we go above it, alert us, we're gonna go up. Okay, critical area here. You're coming to a to a decision point. Okay, so let's see what happens, and yeah, go from there. All right. So I will catch you guys later. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Duck is out. Peace.